Sorry, y'all. I mean, it's gonna be so many videos because this camera is not acting right. Sorry about that. Just bear with me. I gotta get a better camera system because I'm using my phone right now. Every little slight little touch, it throws it off. So yeah, I got the thing back on there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put it, screw it into the new shock right here. And it also comes with new bolts. So yeah, you want to use the new bolts they give you too. Don't use the old ones. So I want to stick these up here also. All right, now let me get this thing maneuvered up in here. I'm gonna go at an angle first. Try to line it up at the top. Before I do that though, I gotta put that line on first. All right, so bear with me. And remember, screw the line on by hand first. And then use your 12 to tighten it up. So now I got that on there good and tight. You don't want to tighten it too tight. Just get it nice and snug. Because it is plastic and you can't strip it out and break it. So don't get it too tight. Just get it nice and snug. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna line this part up. Remember, you got a guidance pin right here. That pin has come out that hole. So I'm gonna guide it up, and then once I feel like it feeds up through there, or you can actually probably look and see your guidance hole has to come through that third hole in the middle right there. And then get your first bolt tightened up. And give me a second. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. For the past 10 minutes, I've been busting my butt trying to figure out how to get this thing on. Because if you think about it, you need somebody to help you guide up these 3 holes. Because it has to be in a certain position for them bolts to stick out. So I tried, I'm busting sweat out here. So I decided to do, I said, you know what? Let me try a different route. So what I went ahead and did was, I went ahead and said, well, I'm gonna put my bolts on the bottom part first. Like so. I haven't tightened them up yet. So I'm gonna try to see what it works. I'm gonna get the jack in a position where I'm gonna jack the roller up. And as I jack it up, you see how it's going up? As it's going up, as I'm jacking it slowly with my one hand, since I'm a one-man team out here, I'm gonna look down here, and as it comes up, you can see it's off. As it comes up, I'm gonna try to guide it. Go ahead and get in the position hold, and then try to use once I get it, try to grab that center big piece, and as I'm jacking up slowly, once I get in the holes, that's it. Put my bolts in, it's good to go. So hopefully, let me make sure the airline is still connected too. Because through all the wiggling and stuff, I don't want it to be damaged any kind of way. Yeah, like it's still secure on there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do, this has to be lined up with that hole right there. So as I start to jack it, I'm gonna try to help guide it. Or what I probably could end up doing is putting a socket on the big bolt right there. And as it comes up, that should be it. All right, so stay tuned. Let me get my jacking part down and I'll show you what happens as I get it guided. Hopefully this works. If not, I have to wait till the missus get home to help me while I try to guide up through there. But yeah, stay tuned. Okay, as you can see, I'm guiding it as I'm jacking it. And it's coming through the hose right there. So now I can take my hand off and I continue to jack it on up. And that's what you want. So now with the new bolts, and to show you how I jacked it up, let me show you. That's the jack. The jack is actually on the axle, which is okay. As long as you don't put too much with it, you're not gonna damage the axle at all. So I'll go ahead and get my bolt started. The new bolts, not the old ones now. And that's your guiding pin. All right. So with those started, you're going to put your power tool on them. Power tool on it. All right. Tighten it, snug it down. I could release the jack, so let me snug the rest of these down. All right, that's all of them. Pretty good and snug down, real good. I was gonna go ahead and put the cap back on it. Everything looks lined up perfect. And the good thing about it, you don't have to touch this bolt right here because it's already supposed to be set. You're just supposed to be able to install it and go with it. I need to take my rubber mallet and tap that. So I'm gonna put that on in a little bit. Take my rubber mallet and tap that so you won't damage it. All right, so now we can get to the fun part. Finish putting all the rest of it together at the bottom. So first thing first, we're gonna go ahead and tighten up all these bolts right here. This bolt, that bolt, which is a 22. Put that back on, tighten it up, put our lines back on, and then hopefully she's good to go. Put the tire back on this side and do the other side, connect all that stuff back up, and we'll give her a test run. So I might be able to set my camera up again. Alright, so I got my camera set up. Hopefully this is the best position I can give y'all for now. I'm putting this thing back together. Alright, release the jack. Alright. That's out the way. Alright, so now back to this. Alright, I'm gonna put my .22 on one side, .22 on the other. Tighten that boy down. Not all the way yet. Just tighten it just a tad bit. Get your bottom bolt also on there also. Get it started by hand. Then you go crazy with this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this being super tight. This is your suspension. And to make sure can you move it yourself. I just want to make sure that it is tight. Try to do it by your hand, manual. Yeah, they're super tight. So once you get that on there, all right. The next, I think that was a 19 right there. We're gonna put that on next. I think I want to need the camera for that one. This part, or you can go ahead and connect these holes. Your fat end, you can tell, go slide into the groove with the fat part. Then this one's next. And you can see the groove line that's supposed to slide back in. Make sure it's good and secure. And this one. And they're all different sizes to match, to line up with the different size hoses on it. So you can't get them confused. Once that's done, my next step is to put that up in here, tighten it down, and let me show you. See, they're all different sizes, so you can't get them messed up. My last step is to bring this one up in here, tighten it down, and this side is done. We can put the tire on there and go to the other side, and I'll show you what I got to reconnect back up. And hopefully they got this shock well put together with the strut, and go from there with it. You can tell it's a new strut and everything. That's got a little wear and tear on it, but that still look like it's the original because it has the label on it still. It's never been changed out. So eventually I'm thinking about just go ahead. I'm going to change all these out. That side over there and the rear. That way, excuse me, that way it's already done. I wish I would have got the rest of the parts in because, matter of fact, I ordered a complete kit. They haven't came in yet. But that's going to be the plan. Once the kit comes in, the other three, I'm going to change all of them out. And that way it has new bags, new suspension. And if that is the original one, which I'm assuming it is, this vehicle is a 2010, and here it is 2022. So 12 years later, you know, we're just having problems out of one. So I let you know that if they still build them like they built them when they built them back then, you got another 12 plus years before your new one wears out, which is a good sign when it comes to air suspension because you still got the comfortable ride. But when they go out, I mean, it's a headache. Comfort riding, but when they go out, it is a headache. So let me get everything straightened out, and you know, hopefully we get this thing and it'll pump up and everything. So stay tuned. So now we have that bolt back on and tight. Remember, 19 millimeter goes on that, and you can put a 19 on the back, or like I said, I had an adjustable monkey wrench I put on there. Same thing. So now I'm gonna go ahead and jack this side back up a little bit and put the tire back on. And then start hooking the other connections on this part up over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and hook the sensor and stuff back up on it. Just put everything back together. Hopefully that's it. Remember, the orange goes into that hole and the black goes into the top one right up there. And it's all connected. And after crank it up, it's at normal height.